January. Polling indicates Cheney is trailing her Trump-supported opponent, Harriet Hageman, by quite a bit. Republican voters here in Wyoming and Cheney.
Absolutely not for Wyoming. And she is a total rhino just like her dad.
She wasn't meeting with the people. She doesn't care about us.
Cheney has not held many campaign events here in Wyoming. State reps of Cheney opposing Trump.
She has to have private events that are not announced to the general public because of her safety.
Cheney's team here is calling on Democrats to switch their party affiliation just for today to vote for her over Hageman. I'm Alex Stone in Jackson, Wyoming. Now with more news, here's Sherry Preston.
Alaska voters will use ranked voting for the first time today. Senator Lisa Murkowski running for re-election and Sarah Palin hoping to win a special election. The Justice Department so far refusing to unseal the affidavit that led to the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago.
The department revealing it's aiming to protect witnesses in what it's calling an ongoing investigation that implicates national security and indicating a grand jury is involved.
That's ABC's Justin Finch in Washington. The DOJ did return the former president's passports, which were on during the raid. President Biden will today sign the Democrats' landmark climate change and health care bill called the Inflation Reduction Act. It includes billions for climate investment, a cap on drug prices for Medicare recipients, and extended subsidies for those who pay for health care out of their own pocket. You're listening to ABC News.
Stress. It never seems to end when you owe money to the IRS. What about the years of unfiled tax returns? Have you tried another tax service and gotten nowhere? Then you need Tax Alliance. Why? Years of being A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau with no consumer complaints sets them apart. Call 800-987-1097. That's 800-987-1097. Don't wait until the IRS attacks your wages, bank account, your home, or pension. The Fresh Start Initiative, which can finally free yourself from IRS debt. Their tax professionals can file returns, fight the IRS to substantially lower your IRS debt, or possibly even have it forgiven. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes, have unfiled tax returns, or have a payment plan and are still frustrated, call 800-987-1097.
Alliance, your tax resolution solution.
Under arrest now, the brother of former pro football player Aqib Talib after a deadly shooting at a youth football game in North Texas.
39-year-old Yaqub Talib turning himself in. Police looking for him since Saturday when a youth football game descended into chaos. Police saying they were told of a disagreement among coaching staff and the officiating crew. Arriving to find 43-year-old coach Mike Hickman had been shot.
That's ABC's Marcus Moore. Hickman died after being raced to a hospital. His 9-year-old son was on the field when his dad was shot. One of the highest-ranking officials in the Trump organization, the former chief financial officer, is now expected to plead guilty to tax charges. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Alan Weisselberg was charged last summer in what the Manhattan District Attorney's Office called a sweeping and audacious tax fraud scheme in which he collected nearly $2 million in off-the-books compensation, including rent, car payments, and school tuition. He is expected to plead guilty as soon as Thursday. His attorney, but sources told ABC News the expected plea deal includes some prison time. It wasn't immediately clear, though, whether Weisselberg would cooperate. The Trump organization was charged in the same scheme and is expected to stand trial. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
And the latest victim of supply chain issues, your pasta plate. Dry conditions in California mean that tomato crops are smaller than usual. That could mean higher prices and possible shortages of pasta sauce, salsa, and ketchup. This is ABC News.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's the time of year to come to NC Tractor for the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. NC Tractor gives fantastic customer service. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue is helping to make outdoor work more enjoyable. Shouldn't you have something that you can be proud of for a long time? Massey Ferguson and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. Come look them over. 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That phone number is 288-0395.
98.7 We're likely to see high temperatures in the lower 70s and the lower 80s today. The reason why we'll see cooler temperatures is because of a flow moving in out of the northeast. That same flow out of the northeast is a flow around an area low pressure that brought storms yesterday. It's going to keep clouds around today. We're likely to see small rain chances into the afternoon. By tonight, we're down into the low to mid 60s with highs in the upper 70s and the lower 80s tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Thank you very much, Peter Sherwood. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a terrific Tuesday morning. Cloudy outside. We're reading today. Don't have any rain in my forecast that I'm hoping. They are saying the possibility of some rain pop-ups this afternoon, so we'll wait and watch for that. Hopefully, we'll get through a day without some thunderstorms in the afternoon. Looks like it's coming back on Wednesday and clearing out here for the weekend Friday night. Looks like there might be some possibilities of isolated thunder showers and thunderstorms because Friday night is high school football kickoff Friday night. First game of the season, our game on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB. Due to the number of death announcements this morning, I'm going to hold those off, guest. So we'll hold those until just after that, and then we'll get to the Chronicles of the Old West, and then to the phones to make your calls around the county. There is a note here, though, that you might want to know about that first responders from 2 state agencies share recent stories and video messages. 2 state first responder professions are facing the same major problem. That's people not moving over when they have an accident on the road and they're stopping. The move over law requires drivers to change lanes when passing a stopped emergency vehicle with flashing lights, but drivers aren't always adhering to that law. That can cause life-altering situations. North Carolina State Highway Patrol Trooper Joseph Atwell said, "It's just sad because it's totally preventable. You have to move over. If you're unable to move over because of the traffic conditions, you have to significantly reduce your speed." Roger Hawkins, an NC Department of Transportation Safety Patrolman, said, "This is a thing we deal with every day. You have to keep your eyes peeled all the time." Atwell and Hawkins agree drivers do not follow the law often. Both careers put them on the side of an interstate week after week with vehicles whizzing by. Vehicles are more than likely our number one threat here on the highway patrol. There's no excuse, and it's something I've dealt with personally. This summer, both Hawkins and Atwell encountered drivers not moving over, and Hawkins was on Interstate 40 assisting a truck driver over in Pender County with a flat tire. When the job was complete, he thought all went well, and he got back in the vehicle. I looked in the mirror, and I saw this car coming at a high rate of speed, and it ran just right in back of me. If you see lights, don't just think because they're yellow, they don't mean anything. The crash caused Hawkins' driver's seat to break, and he was looking at the ceiling. Luckily, his brakes and seatbelt were on, and he survived. Hawkins was back to work in just a matter of days. A few weeks ago, Atwell, the trooper, was assisting deputies with a suspected drunken driver on Wake County Highway. I was walking around my vehicle. I was going to get in the driver's seat. The sheriff's deputy stopped and asked me one question, and he stopped me just long enough to pause. Then that vehicle hit the car. If he hadn't have asked me that question, that would have been my body. So please pull over or slide over to the other lane if at all possible. If not, then at least slow down. They are going to be dealing with that pretty heavily because there have been so many accidents where folks wouldn't do that, and trouble into the emergency folks ended up getting hurt real bad or killed. Bill O'Reilly Morning Update coming up now here on WCAB's Morning Report.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.org. You'll lose a primary vote in Congress beginning next January. At least that is my prediction. Hatred has done her in. Trump, president, and riot. Liz Cheney helped Nancy Pelosi and went directly